Hello there, folks, and welcome inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. This is an Atlanta United SuperDraft special presented by AT&T. My name is Kevin Egan, and you all know who that guy is, Jason Longshore. How are you, bud?
Doing well. How about you?
Good, good. What an exciting day today. You know, we came in and we weren't too sure how it would all play out for Atlanta United. When it's all said and done, Atlanta United had the 5th round pick. They take $125,000 in general allocation money, and then in the second round at 31, they get a player in Josh Bauer that many people, Jason, felt would go in the top 5. Somehow he falls to 31, and then in the third round, Atlanta United picking up Notre Dame star Aidan McFadden, a highly efficient winger that can also play up front as well. I'd say job done for Carlos Bocanegra and Darren Eales.
Yeah, we didn't know what to expect today. You know, picking 5's an interesting spot because there's a lot of talent there, but as we saw, the mock drafts that happened were all over the place. Nobody knew who was going to go 4, 5, 6, and everybody had it wrong. Atlanta United trades out of it because there's not an obvious pick, but the guy who some mock drafts had going to Atlanta at number 5 ends up with Atlanta at number 31 instead. That's a pretty good piece of business.
Yeah, we enjoyed the day today, I must say that much. We saw Austin take Danny Pereira, a highly efficient player as well, someone who's so unbelievably talented in central midfield. Austin doing good work there. Then Cincinnati picking up Calvin Harrison too. And then you saw third pick, Philip Mayaka, someone that most people felt seemingly that he would go at number 1. Not the case at all for him. When you look at our 31st pick here, someone that had trained with Atlanta United before, what can we expect to see from Josh Bauer? What sort of player is he?
Yeah, I think Josh Bauer is the most pro-ready player at center back in the draft. He's a finished product. He's a very good center back, good 1v1 defender, very good on the ball. And that was the first thing that jumped out to me as a club in Atlanta United that wants center backs who are strong on the ball. Bauer felt like the perfect fit for Atlanta. Reminded me in some ways of a Michael Parkhurst. Honestly, reminded me of a player who starred this past season, Henry Kessler for the New England Revolution, as a guy who came in and played a lot of minutes straight away. Bauer has that capability here. He's here and make them better every day in training.
And do you feel, Jason, because he's already in his mid-20s nearly at this point, you look at some of the younger guys coming through, like George Campbell, for example, then you've got the more experienced guys like Fernando Meza. He's that nice kind of middle ground, isn't he?
Yeah, you needed somebody in the middle. You needed somebody to give Campbell and Efrain Morales a little more time to develop. You want that bridge in between the two. So now Campbell and Morales aren't pushed too fast. You have somebody that, as we saw this past season, injuries happen with a crowded schedule you could see in 2021. You're going to need players who can step in and play day one. Bauer can do that. Now, I've got to ask you about McFadden because you had a chance to call some of his games in the ACC. What do you think of him?
I really like him. He is a busybody, that's for sure. He's someone that gets up and down. He's someone that's involved. You often see players that are criticised for drifting in and out of games. Not the case with Aidan McFadden whatsoever. I've seen him operate on the left-hand side of midfield. He can play on the left-hand side of a 4-3-3 further forward. He can play nearly as a false 9 at times, although I think he's better out wide. When I commentated on him at the time, he was the most efficient crosser in the ACC. He's someone who combined brilliantly with John Gallagher when he was at Notre Dame as well. And I think that this is just a pick that makes complete sense. And from what I gather, it's someone that the coaching staff and the hierarchy at Atlanta United in particular were keen on. So I think this seems like a pick that makes a lot of sense. So aside from the draft selections, remember we were talking with Darren and Carlos about Machop Chol, a new signing for Atlanta United, a homegrown signing from Tucker, Georgia. We're going to get thoughts from him momentarily, but first, a welcome message from his new teammate.
Hey, it's Miles, our first Super Draft pick in 2017. Welcome to this great club, and I'm excited to work with you in the coming weeks.
Jason, what a great joy it is to now welcome in the latest addition to Atlanta United, signing a homegrown deal from Tucker, Georgia, played for Wake Forest, now with the Five Stripes. Welcome in to Machop Chol. I have to ask you, on signing that homegrown deal, what was your reaction, the excitement, the buzz, and who did you speak with?
It was just all surreal. I was very excited. I was just trying to process it all, and the first people I spoke to and told were definitely my coaches and my closest friends and family. So yeah.
Machop, tell us about how your time at Wake Forest developed. How did you improve as a player in Winston-Salem?
I think I improved as a player technically. At Wake, we definitely harped upon doing the little things, and that was a big thing for my coach, getting the little things and the details especially. And I think he honestly just helped me improve my technical ability and also my defensive work rate. So.
Yeah, Bobby Muuss, no doubt one of the best coaches out there in this country, and Wake Forest a joy to watch. So tell us then, what are Atlanta United fans expecting to see? What sort of player are you?
I think the player I am is I'm someone that likes to work behind the ball as well as get forward. I like to create and set up other players and rack up assists, but also I like to get 1v1 duels against outside backs. And yeah, I like to embarrass defenders. Yeah.
Let us know how excited you are about coming home to start your pro career in your hometown.
It's a blessing, man. I've always been dreaming about this opportunity, and to now finally have the chance to make it a reality is just all amazing to me, and I'm still trying to get it all in. So.
Hey, Machop, growing up, you know, we all have our dreams of becoming a professional. We all model our game on someone that we admire. Jason, for example, looking at Raquelme growing up. How about you? Was there a player that you truly did admire that you'd say, I want to play like this person?
For me, for sure, I have my favorites, my go-tos. I like to watch Messi and Neymar, but when I want to sort of compare myself, I look at other players who are kind of built like me, like Dembele or Alex, Isaac, those sorts of players, so I can kind of compare myself to them and their style of play and say I want to play like these guys. But Dembele is for sure a favorite.
Good shout. No problem with wanting to compare yourself to a player like that, for sure. We'll take that here in Atlanta, right, Kevin?
Absolutely. Ousmane Dembele, phenomenal stuff. I believe that's all we have time for now, Machop, but huge thank you for taking the time to join us here. We wish you every single success, and we're all so excited to see you representing Atlanta United.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Jason, thrilled to say Bobby Muuss is on the line joining us now, head coach over at Wake Forest. Wake play some of the best soccer you will see in North America, that's for sure. Bobby Muuss, thanks so much for joining us. How proud are you of Machop Chol signing that homegrown contract?
Well, first off, thanks for having me. Over the moon, I think it's been a lot of people reaching out to us to ask about him and, you know, the type of player, the type of person he is. But I speak for everybody in the Wake Forest family on how excited we are for Machop to reach his dreams of being a professional footballer. And you know, he had to work hard for the opportunity he's gotten, and it's well deserved.
Bobby, tell us a little bit about how Machop improved from day one to his last day with you.
No, I think Machop, when we first noticed him, you know, it's an interesting story. Tony Annan told us about it. You got to see this kid, and Coach Armas went out and watched him, and he's like, "Hey, Bobby, we got to take a look at him." And from day one, he always had really good feet, obviously gangly and long. But the biggest change that I've seen in his game is just his determination and his ability to consistently beat players. And I say his biggest transition, I do think, is the mentality that he brings on a daily basis, where I think younger in his career, he questioned himself and he questioned his ability. And I think as that confidence, his physical strength grew, his confidence grew, his ability to run in behind without the ball grew. And I think that makes him the player and the dynamic player that he is today. But for me, it's been a lot about his mentality, about his physical development, his mental development, because he's always had the technical part to his game, but just bringing that consistency and that confidence to his game each day.
And Bobby, you know the player. More importantly, I think you know the person. What's his ceiling for you?
I think the one thing is, no matter what success that Machop has, or maybe the bumps in the road, that he may face as a professional footballer, his mentality is going to be the same. He's going to remain positive. And because of that, I do think I don't think we've seen the best of Machop Chol yet, by far. The development that he's taken in the 4 years, and that's not selling the Wake Forest program, it's selling Machop, because he came in with this natural ability, and each year he's gotten better. And I think I speak to anyone that's had the opportunity to coach him, or be alongside him daily in training, has seen him and what he's capable of on an everyday basis. I really do believe that we're just starting to scrape the surface with him. Where his background was and when he really started playing competitive soccer, it really is a short period of time that we've seen this growth. So if he continues that, obviously he's going to be in an incredible environment at ATL. I do really think that he can be a key contributor in this league for years to come.
Oh, wonderful to hear, Bobby. You can tell by the way you're speaking about him, you really do love Machop and everything that he's done for you, but also your relationship as well. Thanks so much for telling us a little bit about him.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.
Well, Bobby Muuss really does have a lot of great things to say about Machop. And when you look at the Atlanta United Academy, the importance of bringing through these players, Atlanta United grabbing a guy before the draft here that could prove to be crucial, just goes to show you the importance of the academy. Yeah,
Machop Chol is a player that some people thought would be in the top 15. I think you and I were looking at him as maybe even as high as 10, but that's the importance of the Atlanta United Academy. And we saw it a lot last season too with Atlanta United too, with some of the youngest lineups in the USL Championship. You have talent coming through, and now that you're 4 or 5 years into the club, you have players who started in the club as 10, 11, 12-year-olds who are now almost pro ready. And you're going to see more and more players like Machop, like Jackson Conway, like George Bello in the future. So Atlanta United absolutely buzzing with the 31st pick, bringing in Josh Bauer from New Hampshire Wildcats. Josh joining us now. Welcome to Atlanta United, Josh. Great to see you. Great to have you with us here at the club. I'm sure it's been a roller coaster day for you. How are you feeling?
It has been a roller coaster day, but right now I feel amazing. Just couldn't be happier. It's a dream come true, and to be here with my family and some friends, just couldn't be happier, like I said, and just grateful for the opportunity, and to be selected by Atlanta. I'm so excited.
Josh, you had a chance to train here in Atlanta a little bit with the club and visit the facility. What is it about Atlanta United that excites you as the spot where you're going to start your pro career in MLS?
I think just because I have that experience with them before, I got a unique opportunity to come in to a combine and get a little familiar with the staff and the facilities, and fell in love with it from day one when I arrived. And it's a club that has achieved great heights and has an amazing fan base and an amazing culture in the city of Atlanta. And I think there's so many things to be excited about. I'm really looking forward to it.
Josh, what can Atlanta United fans expect? What type of player are you?
First and foremost, I'm a defender. I'm athletic. I can cover the ground, solid 1v1. I pride myself on making good decisions on the ball and minimizing risks, communicating, organizing the guys in front of me and along the back line, and I try and do my best to bring a good leadership role, but at the same time, I'm going to come in and I look forward to being a sponge and just learning from the veterans and some of the guys on the team who have been there for a while. And
Such a great college career, Josh, at New Hampshire, and you've had a lot of coaches in your time before college. What is the one thing that you think of when you think of a piece of advice that a coach has given you? What's something that stuck with you and got you here today?
I think it's just, kind of an overall theme and message for me is just being patient. Coming into college, I redshirt my freshman year, which was tough for me, not seeing any bit of the field and just training every day and working on improving. But I think at the same time, that's boded really well for me because I was able to go in, learn what it takes to play at the college level right away and adjust. And obviously it translated in the next coming years at UNH. And I think patience showed today during the draft. Being selected 31st overall is amazing, and I'm just very excited.
So now you may have to go up against a very hungry Joseph Martinez and maybe defend against him in training. How excited are you to go up against the best at the Atlanta United training facility and play at the likes of Mercedes-Benz Stadium in front of a rocking crowd?
I mean, that's what you look forward to, right? Coming to the MLS, competing at the next level. I'm a competitor. I've always been that way. I try and rise to any challenge that I is put in front of me, and I look forward to going in from day one. I'm obviously going to have respect for those types of guys and just try and learn from them. But at the same time, I'm on the same field as them, and I'm looking forward to competing with them. And should be great.
Who are some of the defenders in the game that you've modeled your style of play after?
My favorite defender is center back is Sergio Ramos. I love the way he plays, just the confidence. He has kind of a bigger personality, and at the same time, I try and be as humble and go about my business. But I think there's something to be said about the swagger that he carries with him and the confidence that he brings every time he steps on the field. And I think that in order to play your best, you have to have that confidence in yourself. And that's just something I try and, focus on every time that I'm on the field. Because if your head's not in the right place, then your feet aren't going to be in the right place. Absolutely
love that answer, right? But two things from that answer. Number one, Sergio Ramos would never be able to do biomedical. What is it you're studying again? I can't even say it.
Biomedical sciences, and my option was medical and veterinary sciences. It's basically just a long, fancy way of saying pre-med. However, UNH doesn't have a pre-med move. We call it biomedical science.
Yeah, you're a smart boy. I'm not saying Sergio Ramos isn't, but not too many people will be able to go in and do pre-med. So that's number one. Number two, favorite defender. I'm surprised you didn't say Gabriel Leinset.
I know. I'm sorry about that. I'm not going to tell any lies. I got to stay true to myself, and Sergio Ramos is.
I love it. Brilliant stuff, Josh. I was just kidding with you. Thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to have you here at Atlanta United. I'm sure all the fans will be getting on your social media now, welcoming you to Atlanta as well. Cheers for joining the club.
Yeah, I've already received a great warm welcoming, and I just look forward to actually arriving in Atlanta and getting started. And again, just very grateful for the opportunity. I couldn't be happier right now.
Brilliant to hear from Josh there, Jason. Such a steady head in his shoulders, it seems.
Hey, anybody who likes Sergio Ramos and wants to model their game after Sergio Ramos, I'm in.
All right, so that's one pick in the books. The next pick came at 59. Aidan McFadden from Notre Dame. And now a chance to bring in the man from the Fighting Irish. Aidan, great to see you. Welcome to Atlanta United. Big day for you. How are you feeling, having been selected by the Five Stripes?
I'm ecstatic, and I just can't wait to get it started.
Tell the fans in Atlanta a little bit about your style of play and what they can expect.
Brilliant to hear from Josh there, Jason. Such a steady head in his shoulders, it seems.
Hey, anybody who likes Sergio Ramos and wants to model their game after Sergio Ramos, I'm in.
All right, so that's one pick in the books. The next pick came at 59. Aidan McFadden from Notre Dame. And now a chance to bring in the man from the Fighting Irish. Aidan, great to see you. Welcome to Atlanta United. Big day for you. How are you feeling, having been selected by the Five Stripes?
I'm ecstatic, and I just can't wait to get it started.
Tell the fans in Atlanta a little bit about your style of play and what they can expect when they see you on the field.
Yeah, for Notre Dame, I played the 10 role or drifted a bit out wide. So with the ball, they expected me to be kind of a playmaker, whip in some dangerous balls, complete dribbles, just be dangerous, create chances. But then again, a big part of my game, which might be a little different than some 10s, is the defensive work rate. That's just preached at Notre Dame. And most of the game, you play without the ball at your feet. So it's making the most of that, putting yourself in the best positions to help the team by any means necessary. And that's kind of how I am, and that's how I like to play. Do whatever I can, however I can.
Yeah, I always enjoyed that aspect to your game, the all-action, defending, getting forward. Out wide, you deliver some brilliant crosses, absolutely sublime crosses from the wide areas. When you look at a guy like Julian Gressel and the success he had at Atlanta United in that aspect, does that give you confidence coming in?
Yeah. Again, I'm just going to try and take it, a couple days at a time. It's pretty cool to even be sitting here talking to you. So, yeah, I'm a confident person. I believe in my abilities, but, I'm going to have to prove myself, and that's no small task. So I look forward to the opportunity. And again, I just want to make the most of it and take it a day at a time.
Aiden, tell us a little bit about some of your role models in the game, players you've looked up to, players that you've tried to emulate in your career.
Well, one quick one, and people at Atlanta are probably pretty familiar with him, was John Gallagher. He was a senior when I was a freshman. And, I just loved how he played, how much heart he had every time he stepped on the field. And it's contagious. I remember coming in as a freshman, he was the guy. And, everyone knew it, but that didn't stop him from working as hard as he could every moment of every practice. And in my time at Notre Dame, I've tried to replicate that, even since he's been on and doing great things over at Aberdeen and then obviously at Atlanta. So I would definitely look up to him. In the professional ranks, I always enjoyed watching Steven Gerrard back in the day. He could ping a ball. He worked hard, and I just loved how much he cared about the game and his team. So, those are two guys that come to mind right away. But again, I think every player is a bit different, and I look forward to kind of bringing my unique playing style and who I am as a person and a player to Atlanta.
Yeah, I think John Gallagher is probably the perfect example, isn't he, of someone who came in, faced some adversity, went and made it happen, came back into the team and then took his chances. Is he someone you've been in touch with much in the last while, just to learn a little bit more?
Yeah, a bit. I'm definitely going to call him soon. We've been in touch here and there. I'll comment or send him a message when he's scored a goal. I wished him well when he made the move over to Austin. And, he'll be in touch with me every time I score or have a good play over at Notre Dame. So it's a good relationship. Again, I was only there really for the semester with him, but even in that time, we've stayed in touch a bit over the years.
Outside of starting your pro career here, obviously, what are the things you're excited about coming down south and coming down to Atlanta to join the club?
Well, first of all, it's a storied program. They win, and as a competitor, that's what I want. I want to win by any means necessary. Every even session, I want to be on the side that wins, and that seems to be the culture at Atlanta. So I'm very excited to be a part of that. Outside of it, everything I've heard about Atlanta makes it seem like it's a pretty great city, a pretty great place to be. I've had some friends from school that live down in Atlanta, so they've been texting me. I'm sure they'll give me some places to go to see while I'm there. But first things first, I'm just so grateful for this opportunity that Atlanta has given me, and I just really want to make the most of it.
Top class, Aiden. Brilliant stuff. When I moved to Atlanta, everybody kept telling me about Waffle House. Now, you're not allowed to go to Waffle House. For me, I think I'd get away with it, but for you, stay out of the Waffle House. Thank you so much for joining us here. Aidan McFadden, the latest member of Atlanta United. Cheers, Aiden.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely delighted to bring in Atlanta United president right now, Darren Eales. Darren, a wonderful day for the club, wonderful few days really, and you bring in Machop Chol as a homegrown player. You signed Josh Bauer at 31. You get a few dollars for your 5th round pick, and then Aidan McFadden from Notre Dame as well. How would you sum up draft day?
Yeah, hi Kev, hi Jason. Yeah, no, we're really pleased with the way the day went. I think firstly, if we mention Chop, we're really excited to get him as a homegrown player. As you guys knows, it's a great story, from YMCA, Decatur, and playing in that very first under-18 team that was really successful for our academy and putting us on the map. He went to Wake Forest and had a great college career there. We were able to bring him back as a homegrown player. So I think, what we're really excited about is we're seeing the sort of fruit coming through that Atlanta United academy, and whether it's Chop, whether it's obviously someone like a Jackson Conway who scored that great goal against Club America, Bryce Washington who's having a great time at Pitt. We've got these possibilities coming through, and what that gives us is flexibility on draft day. Now, I'm hoping that's the last ever top 10 pick we have in the draft, but, we had a number 5 slot, and we were able to sort of use it to trade for some, allocation money, which is important for us as we're looking to strengthen the squad now. And then, to be honest, I don't think we thought at 31 we'd be able to pick up Josh. So we were pretty pleased that he fell down to us at 31 because he's someone that we know very well. He's been at the club training before a couple of summers ago. So it ended up working out really great for us. And Aiden, we've got the John Gallagher, University of Notre Dame, similar type player. So all of those things has made it a positive day for us. So we're pleased.
Super Draft Day is kind of the unofficial start to the new season. How excited are you to turn the page from 2020 and get into 21?
Hi, Jason. Yeah, look, like everyone in the world, I couldn't wait for 21. I think us in particular, from the season that we had, we've been really looking forward and focusing on 21 and trying to put that season behind us. So, we couldn't be happier. Obviously, we've got a new coach coming in, hopefully going to get him in the country very soon. We feel like, this is going to be a good bounce back year for us.
Like Jason said, Darren, it really does feel like this kick starts the year. So have you been in touch much with Gabriel Heinze? When is he in? When will we start to learn more about the plans going forward for the year?
Yeah, obviously been in contact with him for quite a while now. It's been, it was a long process in terms of hiring him. We felt he was the right man for the club, and so we're willing to take that effort. And, I think it was a really good process because it worked both ways. This was a case of Gabby making sure that we were the right club for him and likewise for us with Gabby. So pleased with the way that process went, glad that we got our man. And now we've obviously been just talking because of COVID. It's been the same with players in terms of getting visas. It's a longer process than it normally is. So we're finally, fingers crossed, getting to the final touches on getting that sorted and getting him into the country. And then obviously he'll have to do his quarantine period. But then, he can't wait to hit the ground running.
Adding a couple players today, adding the homegrowns that the team has over the last couple of weeks, it could be a really crowded calendar in 2021 with CONCACAF Champions League, with hopefully a Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup run. Is this depth critical for the team to achieve all its goals?
Yeah, Jason, we've always spoke about depth and we're always trying to build it. And I think, that's where the real importance of the academy comes, because to be fair to us, we're a brand new club. So we're not like a Philadelphia or a Dallas who's had their academy up and running for a number of years. So I think we're just starting to see now there's that strength in depth starting to come through. So, I mentioned Jackson earlier, that's someone that, great debut for him coming on and scoring within minutes against Club America. But, that's the type of talent that we've been able to get through the process and also through our Atlanta United 2 team. And that just gives us a little bit more confidence and depth then to go out there and bring in those senior roster players. So all of that, I think, comes together. I think you're absolutely right. I think it's going to be a very difficult year again in terms of fixture schedule, because we are hopeful to be playing not only the Champions League, which we're obviously really thrilled to be, representing MLS in that again. It's important to us as a competition. Obviously, US Open Cup, we're the defending champions, so we want to be able to, give that our best shot, as well as the MLS. And so it's going to be busy. We're going to need the depth, and that's what we're working on, trying to get that depth across the board.
Now, Darren, we know you. You love to kick and scream with every single ball that's played. It happens to be the same with the Super Draft, because we had the camera on you during the draft, and you tended to get quite excited as the picks were rolling through. Here we see some images of Darren Eales celebrating as Atlanta United got their men, both Josh Bauer and Aidan McFadden. Darren, you were having fun out there.
Yeah, no, look, you gotta have fun in life, and look, you can do the sort of mental arithmetic, when you've got a couple of players in mind, and then when a team hasn't picked them, then it felt pretty good about that.
Great stuff as always. Thank you so much to the president of Atlanta United, Darren Eales. Appreciate the time.
Cheers, guys. Thanks a lot.
Delighted to welcome in Vice President and Technical Director Carlos Bocanegra to help us break this one down. Carlos, going into this draft, all the projections were saying that Josh Bauer would be maybe a top 5 pick, some even pointing him towards Atlanta United at 5. Now, you got him in the end, but at 31 as well as 125,000. I say you win the day, yeah? How about that?
Yeah, how you doing, Kev? Look, we're looking at Josh. He's someone we've known for a while. He's had a great career up in New Hampshire. He came and trained with us, not this last summer, but the summer previously. So we're very familiar with him. Really smart defender, strong, and we think he's someone that's very solid. And let's see how he does when he gets in our environment and kicks on. But he was someone we were looking at with the first round. We ended up trading out of that. So to get him at 31 was, we're very pleased with that.
Picking up Aidan McFadden, too, in the third round is another player that I know was at least on the board for you guys and might have even looked at picking him earlier. You get him with your last pick. Pretty good deal.
Yeah, we like Aiden. He has very similar qualities of John Gallagher, and coming out of the same school. He's a hard worker. He's direct. He's pacey. Works all day. I think he can play anywhere across the front line, even as a center forward if needed. He's someone that will run the channels. And look, again, it's someone we want to get them in our environment. Let's see how they do. We also have the USL team, which is great. We can use that as a developmental tool, get these guys games, get them integrated, and there's not pressure on these guys to kind of come in and start right away for the first team. Let them come in, get it acclimated, and compete, and let's see where they go.
So job done for now. Welcome to the club, Aiden, and also Josh. Carlos, how do you feel the squad is shaping up in terms of the 2021 season now?
Yeah, good, Kev. Obviously, we wanted to turn the page and look forward this year. We wanted to add a little bit more athleticism in the middle of the park, so we'll be looking to do that. We've got Joseph coming back from injury, which is a big boost for us. Eric Lopez now is going to be able to play, and so that's a boost for us. And then we've got Gabriel Heinze coming in as a new coach. So really looking forward to this year. Looking forward to having fans back in the building and get behind us at Mercedes-Benz. That was really odd last year. I'm not going to lie. It was really odd playing in a big old empty stadium when we're used to so much support and that energy that it brings when the fans are there. So that is going to be exciting. Very, very optimistic for this year and looking forward to getting started.
I think one other big story right now is the academy, and Machop Chol signs as a homegrown. A lot of people had him projected as a top 15 pick, maybe even top 10. And there's more players coming through. A lot of players playing with Atlanta United too. How excited are you about the progress of the academy with the club?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, for us, Chop was a top 15 pick, and so it's almost like getting a free draft pick, so to speak. And that's what we're starting to see. You see teams like Dallas or Red Bull, Galaxy that have been around for a long time and do a good job with their academies, start to produce players into their first team or sell them on to other clubs. And we're starting to see that now in our club. You saw that last year with George Bella breaking through, playing a big part for our team. You see Jackson Conway, you've got George Campbell, Efrain Morales coming through the ranks. So it's really exciting, and it's starting to pay off where we're not necessarily having to go into the draft, and it allowed us to be flexible at 5, and we ended up trading the pick.
Finally, Carlos, have you had a chance to touch base with the guys? Because I know yourself, you were Rookie of the Year back with the Chicago Fire. Such an exciting day, a memorable day for the players and their families.
It was, yeah. It's a fun day. They're excited. I was able to call Josh. I'll call Aiden after this. He got drafted a bit later, so we didn't have the time. But you think back, and they're surrounded by their friends and family. It's a big day. There's unknown, excitement, nerves, what happens. So, I just gave him a call, congratulated him, and look, we're excited to get him in market, get Aiden in market, and let him get going.
VP and Technical Director Carlos Bocanegra, thanks so much for the time. Top class.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely brilliant to hear from Aiden, Jason. He goes in at 59 in the draft. Josh Bauer 31, and it just goes to show you that you can often unearth these gems. And over the years, we've certainly seen that in Major League Soccer. I want to put you on the spot a little bit here. The most underrated draft picks at the time for you are who?
See, I came prepared, though. I came and had our crew come up with my 5 picks past the number 30 spot in draft history. So these are all guys who came after number 30. One of them we know really, really well in Jeff Larinowitz. Yeah. Such 93rd. A steal.
93rd. You having a laugh?
Nick Raimondo, though, the best goalkeeper in MLS history, in my opinion. Sean Johnson at 51, local product. The one that is a more recent one that I think you're looking at with somebody like Bauer is Jack Elliott. Jack Elliott was nearly Rookie of the Year in 2017, if not for a player here named Julian Gressel, who ended up winning that award. But Jack Elliott's become a critical piece for the Philadelphia Union. They won the Supporters' Shield this past year. Elliott was a big part of that, to the point that Mark McKenzie was expendable. They make that sale this offseason. And it's Jack Elliott from the 4th round in 2017 that is their hallmark at center back right now.
It seems like the two guys picked up as well were targeted. You know, like McFadden, as soon as I described to you what I saw in him when I was commentating on his games, you said to me, that's what, you know, Gabriel Heinze will bring in, that high energy style, that guy who's going to play wide, deliver brilliant crosses. And then obviously Josh Bauer is someone they know quite well. So two guys that have been targeted. Hopefully we see the very best out of both guys. And again, welcome to Atlanta United. So before we put a bow on this show, guys, we're not going to leave you without looking ahead to the 2021 season. 2020 was a grueling year. Here's hoping 2021 sees the fans back inside the stadium, sees Atlanta United returning to winning ways. Gabriel Heinze, the fiery Argentine coach, will be in the hot seat. Which player under his tutelage are you really honing in on?
I'm really excited to see Marcelino Moreno under Gabriel Heinze's tutelage. He's that kind of player that is great in transition. Moreno is a player who reads the game really well, drops in and defends. In Gabriel Heinze's system, you've got to be able to fulfill different roles. He can defend, but he can also get forward and create. 1v1 situations is what Gabriel Heinze will be looking to create for Atlanta United. That's where Marcelino Moreno thrives, with the pass, but also on the 1v1 dribble. We barely got a chance to see Moreno this past season. You get a full season out of him, fully fit, accustomed to his teammates. You'll see why this new number 10 for Atlanta United will be one of the best players in the league.
Well said, especially if the team plays with that absolute width, because he's someone that naturally will thrive in that space centrally. For me, see, you're the tactician, you're the smart guy in the room, Jason. I'm the emotional one. I'm going with the emotional pick of Franco Escobar, an old teammate of Gabriel Heinze's at Newell's Old Boys, someone who I think Gabriel Heinze will recognize, will remember, but also really want to work with, because he's a player of the Heinze mold. He's not exactly the most technical player in the world, yet he is a player of sheer desire, determination, will to win. He's an emotional guy. He's someone who plays as a fullback but also as a centre-back, exact same as Gabriel Heinze over the years. I remember when Heinze was first signed by Manchester United before leaving for Real Madrid, and he never really struck me as a brilliant technical player, but he got by because he had everything else in abundance. And I feel like Franco Escobar is a similar way. I'm not saying he's technically weak by any means, but he's just not the savviest of fullbacks. I think Gabriel Heinze is going to get the best out of him, but I think he's also going to harness his emotions, channel that energy in a different way. And I think we're going to see a different Franco Escobar in the best possible way, because when he's on, he's right up there with the best defender in the league. And we saw that at times, particularly I thought against the New York Red Bulls when you and I got to work together on a game. He was at centre-back. He was brilliant that day. But hey, we're not leaving without talking about who?
The big return, the guy we only saw for about 60-plus minutes in Nashville last season.
I miss him.
Joseph Martinez.
Oh, man, I can't wait to see you back out there, Joseph.
I mean, you talk about getting a player like Joseph back into your team. It's a designated player signing in a lot of ways. And he's another player who should thrive in the chances that are going to be created out of Gabriel Heinze's system. We've seen Joseph in those transition moments like this, running the channel, splitting defenders. He's got players around him in Moreno, in Jurgen Damm, in Brooks Lennon, in Franco Escobar, who can find him with those passes.
And again, you go back to that Aidan McFadden pick at 59. Julian Gressel ended up being a steal at number 7 back in 2017. Aidan McFadden, a fantastic crosser. Maybe, just maybe, someone that could connect with Joseph Martinez if McFadden can get a run near the first team. But what a sight that will be to see the Venezuelan Viper back in action for Atlanta United. Look forward to seeing you back, Joseph. Cannot wait for that. But for now, that puts a wrap on it. For draft day, it's all done and dusted. Welcome into the club, Machop Chol, Aidan McFadden, and in at 31 was Josh Bauer, a steal at 31. For Jason Longshore, for me, Kevin Egan, our classy team, cheers for joining us, guys. We'll chat to you all soon. Take care.